Hi. Are you trying to be in the video? What do you mean you want to be in the video? Kitty cat. Debug, what are you doing? Okay. Alrighty. Howdy, friends, and welcome to the Deep Space Travel Break, the #1 No Man's Sky podcast on YouTube. I mean, technically, we're not a No Man's Sky podcast. I just cover No Man's Sky most of the time. And I'm using the term podcast rather loosely. And it's debatable whether or not we're #1, I suppose. But none of that's relevant. Because today we have a very special episode. But before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by the DSTN Procedural Mission Generator, a functioning proof of concept built to demonstrate a new approach to procedural mission generation. You can even try it yourself. Details can be found in the accompanying video. And that's cool and all, don't get me wrong, but I know why you clicked on this video. This is Deep Space Travel Break episode 21, and today I'm elated to introduce a very special guest. I can't believe I'm saying this, but folks, let's give a warm welcome to our second guest ever, but biggest one by far, Hello Games co-founder, Sean Murray. Hey Sean, how are you doing?
Moments like this, they mean a lot. You know, this means a lot to me, means a lot to the team. Thank you so much. Thank you to the community for continuing to support us.
And thank you, dude. I mean, I've been loving the game. A lot of my viewers have, obviously. And thanks again for agreeing to do this interview. I know you don't do these often, but I mean, you and I were always chatting, right? Like every weekend. So I mean, I know it's not new for us, but to be able to share it with my community is like really cool. It's something I've always wanted to do, as you know. But hey, so I'm ready. I know I've got my tea here, iced, obviously, because this is Texas. But how's your beer?
You know, I'm enjoying it, but I don't know if other people will. I don't know if this is what people are into or whatever.
Oh yeah, you said it was like low alcohol or something, right? I mean, how is that? Is it just as good, or?
I actually don't really get a buzz from it. I thought I would. I was wondering whether I would or not. I just felt like empty, you know, like I.
No, yeah, I could see that. But hey, I know your time's limited today, and as much as I love talking beer, alcohol content, you ready to get straight to the hard-hitting stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so your last update, Fractal, big stuff, right? Or rather, sorry, there's a squirrel outside. I swear I'm like a dog. Sorry, what was I saying? Big stuff, right? Fractal update. But it's made up of a bunch of little stuff. It took me a while to figure out why you called it fractals. But then it's like, you know, you look at the logo and you have the small triangles making up a big triangle. And then you have this big update made of smaller updates, right? Which are themselves made of smaller updates. You know, it took me a while, but I got it. So I enjoyed it. You know, I made a few videos on it, as you know. But some folks were disappointed. They were expecting something a little bit bigger, maybe like a new feature or something more substantial. And I know that you've told me before that you worry about disappointing folks. So what was that like?
Some people might expect things that aren't in the game, you know, that aren't in any game or, you know, whatever, because the game sounds quite ambitious. So they might presume there are other things that, you know, just sometimes can't even possibly exist, you know. And so sometimes you worry about that, like disappointing those people, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I'm always trying to temper expectations when I'm making videos, you know. But
you know, there's no. I don't want to say to anyone like, you know, you need to manage your expectations. Don't expect this or this or this. Like I should, but in some ways, their expectations kind of fire me up a bit. You know?
I could see that.
You kind of think, yeah, to like deliver on that and do something cool and do something interesting. So.
Fair enough, you know. But I mean, with so many players wanting so many different things, inevitably someone's going to be let down, right? Inevitably. So I guess in general, before an update goes out, how confident are you usually that, this is something that the community is going to embrace?
You actually never feel, I certainly never feel comfortable and confident. I'm never like, oh, people are gonna love this, you're like, oh, what about this? And I hope they like that, and I hope this works or whatever. Yeah, I never.
No, that's fair. And speaking of things, working or not, I often see complaints in my comments and stuff, and obviously on Twitter and things about bugs being introduced in each update. Which, I mean, honestly, that's a fair complaint, right? Bugs really do ruin the experience or make it unplayable for some people. My friend Walker and I, we usually shrug them off as sort of inevitable when dealing with like millions of players doing their own things on quintillions of possible planets. Like, that's an incredible set of circumstances, right? For just a couple, dozen people to test for?
We can't test every possible scenario. Something
Right.
that we've gotten a lot better at. But when we launch an update and we have millions of people playing, as we've been lucky enough to have our last few updates, we don't know what they're going to see, and so it's
Right.
a bit scary. But really, it's just a cool technical challenge.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, and some folks will probably take that as an excuse, but it is honestly difficult to anticipate how big a bug will be, right? Like, something that might have like a 1 in a million chance of occurring might occur hundreds of times across a worldwide player base when an update launches, making it much more prevalent than it would have appeared in testing. I mean, is that like more or less what happens a lot of the time?
Sort of.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Remember, folks, you can report any bugs you encounter to Hello Games Zendesk, and they'll probably take a crack at fixing it as soon as they can, right, Sean? Probably.
Sure.
Yeah. So, on the topic of bugs, multiplayer has been pretty buggy lately. How would you describe multiplayer as it stands today?
You can see other characters, and they can see you.
I mean, looks like the beer is kicking in after all. While you're buzzing, let's talk about those new models modders found. You know the ones I'm talking about. If you haven't seen them, I won't spoil it. But some folks are speculating that you may have intentionally released those as some sort of secret publicity campaign. Now, while I have you here, any official comment? Wink, 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 wink.
The publicity campaign. We don't have a campaign. That gives us too much credit. That would have like a strategy and things like that.
I mean, come on, y'all are pretty smart. I mean, no one would blame you for like trying to keep the hype going. I mean, you've told me yourself that you love seeing fans' reactions to stuff.
Like, I can't wait until people see this, or I can't wait until people see that, and that's kind of the reward. Like, you want to get your head down and you want to focus and do nothing else, but then once you've done that and once you've got new things, you do want to show people.
Exactly. I'm the same way about my videos. I love making them to share with people, not necessarily, just to make money. So, would you say that it's not just about the money and marketing and stuff?
There's a whole like commercial side to the industry that we've never really understood, never really kind of done that well or whatever. We tend to, like, as should probably be obvious, we tend to focus on the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, but I mean, money's pretty cool too, right?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
I knew it. I didn't actually see any kind of substantial bump in Steam sales around the time of the leak, so for those who are curious, I think that might be enough to leave that theory behind. But do you ever watch speculation or critique videos when you have the time?
No, not that often. Sometimes.
Yeah, okay, I mean...
A little bit.
A little bit, huh? Really?
And they really enjoy giving me a hard time. So if there's a new video that goes up or whatever, like this video, they will pick like frames and then they'll just post those round or have them as wallpaper and things. So yeah, I do eventually get to see it. But I think overall
I've
you
done
do,
the same thing.
like any developer does, take a measure or barometer of overall what people are feeling about the game. Like you can't help but listen. But I don't pore over comments or things. I just it's too stressful, basically.
I mean, that's probably a good thing. Believe it or not, I actually love reading comments. Wink, wink to all my viewers, with a couple of exceptions. Shout out to everyone leaving a comment on this video right now.
We'll have many.
This is your free reminder that leaving a comment will actually make this video super successful, probably. And I'm just saying, Sean might even read them himself. I mean, right, Sean?
No. Well.
No. Maybe?
Let's say might be no.
Oh, okay. I appreciate the honesty, though. So, Sean, you told me ahead of time that I'm not allowed to ask about future updates. Is there any chance you've changed your mind on that?
No.
Fair enough. Sorry, folks. I did try, see? So, let me ask you this then, Sean, Mr. Murray. Now that I have you hostage in front of this live studio audience, have you given any thought to the email I sent you? You know the one.
You're making me think about it right now, but I try not to think about it, like ultimately.
So, ultimately, that's a no on the custom DSTN starship?
No, you have to go and find the ship that you like.
Yeah, I knew it. Hey, that's fair, though. By the way, have you had a chance to check out my video about the procedural mission generator yet? The sponsor of this video. A lot of the comments said it was so cool that maybe I should apply to work at Hello Games. What do you think? Would I have a shot?
I haven't seen it yet, but presumably, no.
So I shouldn't apply.
I think it's safest that you don't.
Okay. To be fair, I mean, okay, I wouldn't be able to, if I did, I wouldn't be able to make as many videos as I do now, right? Plus, y'all would have to deal with my huge ego, and, I mean, you don't want it.
Nobody would want
that. No, for sure. Plus, y'all don't have any, like, Whataburgers up there in Guildford, do you?
No. It's really annoying. There's a Burger King.
Oh, no. Yeesh. No, that's not even close. But, yeah, it's probably better I stay here then. Are there a lot of Burger Kings up in Guildford?
Like, you, in the city or whatever, you might see 2,000. On a perfect day, you might see 10,000 or something. And that seems like so many.
Yeah, I mean, even as an American, I'm telling you, that's a lot of Burger Kings. I had no idea.
No, it's not.
Wait a second. Is that because y'all are monarchy, Burger King,
No.
No? Okay. Actually, let's move on from that. Sorry. Actually, I just remembered you also said you'd give some of my older videos a look this week if you had time. Did you get a chance to?
Sort of.
Sort of?
Sort of.
Okay, well, what did you sort of think then?
It sounds like the game design that a child would make, right? And I think it is. I take it as a compliment. I think that's fine.
Oh, good. So that's why I need not apply. Fair enough. Speaking of bad ideas, I know you said I'm not allowed to ask directly about future content, but I have to ask you something, and I promise what you answer, not a big deal either way. But I just have to ask, does the No Man's Sky roadmap include adding the Traveler's Deck to the game in any way, shape, or form?
No, it doesn't. But I feel like we should do that.
Yes! Okay, cool. I mean, you have to admit, it'd be pretty awesome, because then the deck would become like an actual in-game item. So then it would be like being able to own an in-game item, right?
Yeah.
People like being
yeah.
able to hold in-game items IRL, right? Like I know I do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Oh shoot. Sorry, I just looked at the clock. I forgot you have to skedaddle right after this. Any closing thoughts before you do?
We're really lucky, we get to come to work every day and make games. No Man's Sky is such a wonderful game to work on, It's not always easy though. So moments like this, they mean a lot, This means a lot to me, means a lot to the team. Thank you so much. Thank you to the community for continuing to support us. Thanks.
And thank you, Sean. Wow, that was Sean Murray, everyone. Holy cow, I can't I can't believe it. I guess neither should you. Wow, what an interview, right? Sean's a really cool guy, but to be honest, it's always really distracting when he switches shirts mid-conversation, right? It's like, why? I don't even switch shirts like mid-week, Been wearing this thing since Monday. It's funny because you think it's a joke. Anyways, in case it wasn't obvious, April Fools. Happy April Fool's Day. This video's going out on April 1st, 2023. This was a dumb joke I came up with this week trying to figure out what video I was going to make. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I liked making it. If you did, hitting the like button's a great way to let me know. Or you can leave a joke in the comments below. I'm always up for a good laugh. And who knows, maybe Sean will read it. And he'll have a good laugh too. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, of course. And whether you like No Man's Sky, Assassin's Creed, Bioshock, or some fourth thing, I'm sure it'll be a worthwhile investment in your subscription portfolio. Also, I apologize for the sporadic uploads the past 3 or 4 weeks. YouTube doesn't quite pay the bills yet, so sometimes I have to take on additional design work in order to pay those bills. Hopefully I'll have it all wrapped up in time for the next update in April. Whoops, April Fools! I don't know what the next update is. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.